Here's a detailed 1,600-word article written in a flowing, engaging narrative style without headings, perfect for a YouTube script or article. The story of a car's resurrection is often more than just metal, paint, and bolts. It is a tale of patience, dedication, and the pursuit of perfection, where a rusted shell from decades past is transformed into a symbol of timeless beauty. The 1956 Jaguar XK140 restored by Gassman Automotive Products Ltd. is one of those stories, an inspiring journey where a once-forgotten relic was reborn into a stunning masterpiece, reflecting both the artistry of classic car design and the craftsmanship of modern restoration. When the Jaguar XK140 was first unveiled in the mid-1950s, it was regarded as one of the most refined sports cars of its time. Following in the footsteps of the iconic XK120, the XK140 carried forward Jaguar's reputation for combining elegance with performance. It was a car that looked as though it was in motion even when standing still. The sweeping fenders, the long hood, and the flowing lines embodied the spirit of post-war optimism, where automotive engineering embraced both style and speed. For decades, it remained a coveted classic, admired by collectors and enthusiasts alike. But as the years passed, not every example was preserved in pristine condition. Some fell into disrepair, left vulnerable to rust, neglect, and the passing of time. This particular 1956 Jaguar XK140 had seen better days. Once admired on the open roads, it had become little more than a rusted relic, with its bodywork corroded, its mechanical components tired, and its interior worn beyond recognition. To most people, it would have been nothing more than a shell of history, destined for the scrapyard. But Gassman Automotive saw potential where others might have seen only decay. Their mission was not only to restore this car but to return it to a condition that would rival, and perhaps even surpass, the day it left the Jaguar factory nearly 70 years ago. The restoration began with a complete teardown. Every bolt, every panel, and every component was carefully disassembled. The bare chassis was revealed, showing the toll that decades of exposure had taken. Rust had eaten into the frame, and the structure demanded meticulous attention. The restoration team approached it like surgeons, cutting out damaged metal, fabricating replacement sections, and ensuring that the chassis regained its original strength and geometry. The goal was not simply to make the car look new, but to preserve its authenticity while restoring its integrity. Once the foundation was secure, attention turned to the bodywork. The XK140's curves are its soul, those graceful lines that give the car its unmistakable identity. Yet decades of neglect had warped and weakened its panels. Skilled craftsmen at Gassman Automotive painstakingly reshaped the body, welding, smoothing, and aligning each section with uncompromising precision. What emerged was a shell reborn, ready to wear its new finish with pride. The choice of color was bold yet sophisticated, a luxury metallic gray. Unlike the faded and rust-stained panels it once bore, the new paintwork shimmered with elegance. Layer upon layer of paint and clear coat was applied, polished until the car seemed to glow under the light. This was not just a cosmetic change, it was the crowning glory of countless hours of preparation, where perfection was the only acceptable outcome. Beneath the surface, the mechanical heart of the Jaguar awaited renewal. The XK140 was originally powered by Jaguar's legendary straight-six engine, a marvel of engineering that had powered not only road cars but also racing legends. Restoring such an engine requires both technical mastery and reverence for history. The block was disassembled, inspected, and rebuilt with new components where necessary. Pistons, bearings, and gaskets were replaced, tolerances were checked, and every detail was considered. When reassembled, the engine was not just functional, it was reborn, capable of delivering the performance that had made the XK series famous. Alongside the engine, the gearbox and suspension received equal care. The gearbox, once worn and imprecise, was rebuilt to deliver the smooth, confident shifts expected of a Jaguar. The suspension, too, was carefully restored, springs, dampers, and bushings replaced to ensure the car would glide across the road with the grace of its original design. Even the brakes were upgraded and rebuilt, not only for authenticity but also for modern safety standards. Every mechanical component was touched, tested, and perfected, leaving nothing to chance. Inside, the transformation was just as dramatic. The interior of a Jaguar is as important as its performance, for it embodies the luxury and refinement that set the brand apart. The original seats, worn and faded, were stripped and rebuilt with new padding and rich red leather upholstery. The contrast of the deep red against the metallic gray exterior created a striking and timeless aesthetic. The dashboard, once weathered and cracked, was restored with fresh materials, polished wood, and fully functioning gauges. Even the smallest details, from the stitching on the seats to the knobs on the instrument panel, were crafted with precision. A fully rewired electrical system ensured that the car's lights, ignition, and instruments functioned flawlessly. Unlike the unreliable wiring of its original era, the new system was designed to be both authentic in appearance and dependable in use. This blending of classic design and modern reliability was the hallmark of the restoration, respecting the past while embracing improvements that make the car more enjoyable today. As the final pieces came together, the Jaguar XK140 began to reveal its true character once more. It was no longer a forgotten shell, but a living work of art. The gleaming paint, the purring engine, the supple leather interior, everything spoke of elegance, performance, and heritage. When the car finally rolled out of the Gassman workshop, it was more than a restoration, it was a rebirth. What makes restorations like this so remarkable is not just the technical skill involved but the philosophy behind them. To restore a classic car is to engage in a dialogue with history. Every decision, whether to replace or repair, to modernize or preserve, requires an understanding of what the car represents. The Jaguar XK140 was not just a machine, it was a cultural icon, a symbol of an era when style and performance were inseparable. By restoring it with such care, Gassman Automotive ensured that this icon could continue to inspire future generations. There is also something deeply emotional about seeing a car rescued from decay. For enthusiasts, it is a reminder that beauty can be reborn, that time's damage can be undone, and that craftsmanship still has a place in a world often driven by disposability. Each panel hammered back into shape, each stitch sewn into the leather, each nut tightened on the chassis, these are acts of dedication that connect us to both the past and the future. The finished Jaguar XK140 stands as a testament to what is possible when passion and expertise combine. Its metallic gray body gleams with pride, its red interior invites admiration, and its engine sings with the same spirit that once made it a leader on the open road. To see it drive again is to witness history alive in the present, a piece of automotive heritage preserved not in a museum but on the road where it belongs. For those who love classic cars, stories like this are more than entertainment, they are inspiration. They remind us that behind every old, rusted vehicle lies potential waiting to be uncovered. With the right vision, the right skill, and the right dedication, even the most neglected relic can be reborn as a masterpiece. The 1956 Jaguar XK140 restored by Gassman Automotive is living proof of that truth. So, as this stunning Jaguar takes its place among the finest restored classics, it does more than honor its own legacy. It honors the craft of restoration, the perseverance of those who refuse to let history fade, and the enduring allure of design that transcends time. It is not just a car, it is a story, a statement, and a symbol of what happens when we refuse to let beauty be forgotten. Witnessing this transformation is like stepping into a time machine, one that reminds us of the golden age of motoring while showing us what is possible when human skill meets passion. The XK140 is back, more beautiful than ever, ready to be admired, driven, and cherished for decades to come. And in its shining panels and roaring engine, it carries the message that nothing truly great is ever lost, it can always be restored, reborn, and celebrated once again. Subscribe for more amazing restoration projects, and join us in celebrating the timeless beauty of classics brought back to life. Jaguar XK140 #car restoration #classic cars. Would you like me to make this slightly more dramatic and cinematic, like a narration for a high engagement YouTube video, or keep it informative and documentary style?